I was designing a Pinterest pin in Photopea, and I thought, let me just record this and show you how it went. I opened Photopea, set up the canvas to the right pin size, which is 1000 width and 1500 height, and placed the result image first. Then I moved it down as I wanted to place the house and the plane images at the top. Here is a little tip for you when you are placing an image over another. Lower its opacity so you can see through it and position it exactly where you want. Now, my first idea was to put both of them at the top of the canvas, above the result image, so I placed the house on the top left and the plane on the top right. Then, I needed to clean up the edges of the house image so it doesn't just look like a raw photo sitting there. So I added a mask to it and started using the brush to remove the bottom part of it. I added a black background to the whole canvas, and it just wasn't looking right to me. So I stopped, thought about it for a second, and realized something. I can just use the rectangle selection tool instead. Select the part I want to keep, inverse the selection, and delete the rest. And now, I have a perfectly clean straight edge with a nice white stroke framing it like a picture frame. Much better than what the brush was giving me. And that's when I looked at it and thought, these two images at the top are not working there. The result image is supposed to be the hero of the design and it's not getting the attention it needs. So, I moved the house and the plane down to the bottom, put a dark rectangle behind them to separate them from the result, and just lowered the rectangle opacity a bit to give it a better look. And then lifted the result image up so it fills most of the canvas, and immediately it made more sense to me. After that, I added the text combine on the left, photos on the right, with the plane sitting between them at the top. Changed the font to Anton, made the text black with a blue stroke, and I added bevel and emboss and a drop shadow effects to give it that bold graphic look. Then I added a plus sign between the house and the plane images at the bottom and gave it the same treatment. I also added an equal sign above the house and the plane images and the plus sign to show the viewer that these two images combined together give you that final result. But then I looked at it and no matter what color or effects I threw at it, it just kept getting lost in the image around it. So I replaced the equal sign with a big red arrow pointing upward instead, because the arrow actually guides your eyes from the two images at the bottom straight up to the final result above them. And when you look at it that way, it just makes more sense. You see the plane, you see the house, and the arrow tells you to look up. And that is what you get when you put them together. By the way, if you want to take your Photopea skills further, I put together a free guide. It's packed with tips, shortcuts, and highly recommended sites, and most of them are completely free. I also included direct links to every site in the guide so you can check them out easily. Just click the link in the description to grab the free guide. And thank you for watching. Have a good day.